business opportunity. We're super excited that you all have joined us. I've asked Carly and Aspen to stay on. They were our presenters at 5 o'clock. They're going to stay on with us. And Carly's going to help kind of team up with me on this first part of the class. And then Aspen, you're going to tell your story a little bit later, and you can just tell us about your business. And I can ask some leading questions that'll push you there, but you'll probably rock it just fine without me too. By way of introduction, my name is Angela Lahman, and I have been a member of Young Living for 13 years. I keep saying 2013, but literally we started in 2007. So we have fallen in love with not just the company, but the people, the products, we kind of overflow with good things to say about Young Living and the lifestyle that we've been able to have because of this company. I was a teacher by trade and was staying home with babies, started doing Young Living in part-time hours, earned enough to get my products paid for, but it wasn't until I went through a divorce and really needed the extra income that I started really teaching people how the money got made so that my business would grow and expand. And that was the secret sauce, honestly, was not being afraid or ashamed to talk about earning an income with my Young Living business. And after just 3 years, I was making twice as much in part-time hours with my Young Living business than I was making as a teacher in the classroom. And by then, my job was on the line. And they don't talk about that very often, but every year they would say, "We don't know if we're going to have a position for you next year." And I'd hold my breath and wait for it until 2015. About March, April of 2015, I was able to say to them, "You know what? I don't need the job next year, so I'm out." And I turned in my letter of resignation, and that was 6 years ago, and I haven't looked back. I've been able to work from home with my kiddos underfoot most of the time. Now they're teenagers, and they are still underfoot. They were here up until an hour ago, and finally I was like, "Get out! I'm teaching a class." And they're the apple of my eye. Because of a little extra time without teaching, I did find the love of my life, Jerry Stuckert. We got married in October in the middle of a pandemic. It was amazing. And now we reside here with our 4 teenagers under one roof half the time, and just try to thrive through the experience of launching teenagers. So it's been great so far. Everybody's doing okay. But I get most excited about bringing up leaders, like you'll hear from Aspen and Carly later. And Cassie's done this class with me before, and some of the rest of you, Nan has done this with me. Deborah, you sometimes do this with me too. And I am just grateful for the ways that we continue to just shine our lights into some dark places to help others realize the freedom that comes with owning your own business, as well as a healthy lifestyle. So that is a really long way to get started tonight, but I wanted you to know me just a smidge and maybe relate to some of my story, because I know we're all coming from different places when we first start to think about and talk about having a business. So let's look at some ways that you may have been taught and maybe want to start shifting your insight and understanding of this just a smidge. So I was brought up on Lifestyle One. My mom, Deborah, and my dad modeled for me that they went to college and got degrees. They got jobs. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and my dad kept working. They both went back to work at some point, and they were of the generation that said, "All right, you work really, really hard for many, many years until you hit this magical age of retirement." It literally is a magical number in the world of education here in Arizona. And then when you retired, then that was the opportunity for you to enjoy life. But unfortunately, many people find themselves after that magic age, or maybe not even getting to the 65 number. Maybe now they're working until they're 70 or 71 or 72 because of maybe their investments not going so well. So they find themselves on a fixed income and having declining health. So all of a sudden, all the work that they've put in, not a lot of play, not a lot of self-care, has now forced them into a lifestyle that they didn't necessarily choose or want to have at the end of their lifespan. So we got smarter a few years ago when we realized what this business could offer people. Not just an opportunity to work hard. We all have still really great work ethics, but this is an opportunity to work smarter. So take those skills and tools that you're learning through your education as a young person, continue to grow and learn as a lifelong learner, and then start to develop skills in communication and networking and relationship building and psychology and uh, just connection, truly, that are going to help you build your business so that you can enjoy life on your own terms. So you already heard my story about that. So I was, let's see, if I'm 44 now, that means I was 38 years old when I left my teaching job, and literally retired from that. And I am so, so grateful for the opportunity to have choice in my life now on what I want to do with my time. I spent time with friends today. I hiked with a friend and got caught up with her after her mom passed away suddenly. So there are all sorts of ways that we can be spending our time. But the most important thing is that you choose it, instead of feeling like you're just getting drained day after day, kind of in the grind. We do work smarter by working with trends. I've actually seen this number go up. $1 trillion industry, wellness and beauty, that Young Living is part of, by 2025. But more and more people are realizing that we have to invest in our wellness. We have to invest in our preventative health care. And so more and more people are putting dollars toward that. And gratefully, Young Living offers solutions for people's common issues, because we offer natural wellness with essential oils, oil infused supplements and nutrition, natural household cleaning products, Savvy Minerals makeup line, as well as CBD, and then specific products that are formulated for kids, babies, and even animals. So we are kind of a one-stop shop place for people to check out. Carly, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, I think, to start with, and then, well, no, not yet. Tell us about yourself in a second. Can you tell us about why Young Living? And I'm just going to take you through these slides. You can just say next, and I'll take you through them. There are like 7, just to give you a rough estimate.
Sounds good. I'm Carly.
This is like slide roulette. I feel like we're playing a little slide roulette. What comes next?
I'm Carly. I am going to talk about why Young Living. I know that you probably see essential oils everywhere now in grocery stores, and you're wondering why I should not just go to the grocery store and buy essential oils, and why we preach that Young Living has the best essential oils. And it's because we have a seed to seal promise. So from the moment that they are planted as a seed, there is testing and distillation, and then they seal it in the bottle with a process that we trust and that they trust, and that has been happening for the last 25 years, and we get the purest essential oils out of that. Gary and Mary Young founded Young Living in 1994. So that's where Young Living came from. That's where the name Young Living came from. I know I was wondering that when I first started. There have been, like I said, 25 years of growth. So as you can see, it's been a steady incline. Especially in 2020, we broke the books. Young Living is in 25 countries and growing. So you can see in the orange, that's where the international offices are, the global headquarters, and then the farms all throughout the world. There are 2 million plus customers. So I think that's a big enough testimony alone to say that these products work and that people love them. And they do $2 billion a year in sales. This photo right here is the new headquarters in Utah. It's really pretty. And then the Young Living Manifesto. So their vision is a healthy home for each of us, a healthy world for all of us. We enhance and empower lives around the world by sharing the unique benefits of nature's living energy essential oils. Do you want me to read all of it?
No.
So sharing.
I just think some people like to know, like, what does the company stand for? And I just think that's such a cool vision, that truly Gary had started this specifically as a network marketing business so that more and more people could get connected to it, rather than it being a corporation that had to work on advertising and marketing and things like that. This is person to person essential oils in every home in the world. It's cool.
So the first step to even.
Yes, is that.
So once you fall in love with the products, recommending them to others is as simple as 1, 2, 3, which is doing the business.
Yes.
So you'll start by telling your story. You'll invite your people to just take a look, and then you'll listen and honor people. You'll hear what their concerns are, what they're looking for a solution in, and how you can serve them better with the products or the business.
I love that. Carly, will you tell us a little bit about your story while we're here?
Yeah. So I got started a year ago because I wanted to ditch the toxins in my everyday life. Before Young Living, I was working as an event coordinator, a waitress, a bartender. I was working every single night, not seeing my boyfriend who worked normal hours, overtime a lot of the time, on my feet all day. And although I loved the fast pace of it and multitasking and serving people and talking to people, COVID hit. And as you guys know, when COVID hit, restaurants were one of the first places to get shut down. So I got laid off, and then I got another job and I got laid off again. And I had just moved to a new state. So I was getting back on my feet again. And after being laid off 4 times in a short 6 months, I reevaluated my life a little bit. And I texted my cousin Cassie and I said, okay, how can I make money doing this thing? Because I love the products. What can I do? So to be honest, I was in a dark place. It's scary when there's a pandemic and when I don't have a job and when I'm 25 and I just moved into my parents' house that I'm supposed to be paying rent to. So I started sharing and it kind of took off from there, and I did the self-development. I did all the trainings. I still do all the trainings, and I share with everyone I love, and I just share my passion, and I've been able to make money from it, and real money, and money that keeps me on my feet. My paycheck last month paid every single one of my bills. And although I knew it was a possibility, when I get those paychecks every month, I'm like, wow, because really all I'm doing is serving people and letting them know how these products have changed my life and how they can do the same. And now I get to see people like Aspen and Haley on my team make some money, get their products paid for. And this time last year, I was on my bedroom floor crying because I did not know what to do with my life. So I am forever grateful, and it's only the beginning.
Do you want to tackle this one or do you want me to jump in?
You can go ahead.
Okay. So I love what you shared about, Carly, the fact that like the actual paycheck showed up and you were like, holy moly, this is real. Like it took, like, okay, yes, I just earned this much to pay for the bills that I have. And truly those people who know that struggle, right? Of like, am I going to have enough? Understand that upfront cash is really important. And so helping people get started earns you money right away. We're going to talk about that in a second. But the important thing to understand about network marketing in the big picture is that you get incredible tax benefits. Typically, your company will have a low startup cost. You get to choose who you work with. It does come with travel opportunities, some that you initiate yourself and others that you win or earn. You get opportunity to not to leverage your time. I'm sorry. So like I mentioned earlier today, I was hiking with a friend because I needed to show up for her. She's just gotten home from her mom's passing, and I wanted to check in with her. And I was able to spend time with her, knowing that my business was still kicking along even without me sitting at a desk doing the grind, right, for hours on end. I worked today. I'll work a little bit tomorrow. But that's the cool part about getting to, instead of trading hours for dollars, now you are growing a business that pays itself when you have to take time away. I have found so much growth in this, between personal growth, like Carly, you were mentioning, showing up to all of the trainings, getting involved in the readings and the personal development and what you're learning about yourself. So many people have taught me things along the way. I've been able to share with others, and it really has led to a very fulfilling type career. Instead of just being successful, so many more people, it's not just about the money that you earn, but that kind of satisfaction that you have in your heart. And the good news is that anyone can build a team from day one. It just takes a little bit of effort and impetus to get it going and get started. So you might be asking, how does the business work? How do I get paid? How much money is possible? What do I have to do to get paid? And then how do I start? So, and Aspen, in a couple slides, it'll be time for you to share your story. But I just want to briefly tell you that when you gather a few customers together and create sales volume, then you can start to earn enough to get your products for free by enrolling customers, helping them place their monthly order on essential rewards, helping them connect to the education that's going to benefit them, so that you can earn and get enough paid enough that you're getting your products paid for. Once you start to inspire others to gather their own customers, then you start to see yourself as building a sales team. So that's what's indicated here on this picture is somebody who's you've enrolled for, who've each enrolled for, and you're inspiring them to move forward as part of your sales team. That's where that leveraged time comes in. And then you might decide that the sky is the limit and you choose to inspire others. And you build as big of a team as you want in 25 countries because that's where we're open. So it's super, super cool to see how this can be a globally impactful business for yourself, as big as you'd like it to be, as impactful as you'd like it to be, and of course, as sustainable as you choose it to be. So let's just do a quick example based on some really, really rough numbers. So if you enroll 4 people, and those 4 people each enroll 4, now you have 16 members of your team, plus those 16 people each enroll 4, now you have 64 members of your team, giving you a total of 84 repeat customers every single month. Now, if those 84 customers ordered $125 of product a month, you're generating about $10,500 a month in sales. Now, you'll earn about 7% in general on those sales. This doesn't count bonuses. This is just our uni level payout, or about $700 a month. So if you're interested in not just getting your products paid for, but even earning a little bit more, that means that you want to build a large team, inspire that sales team to enroll other people by helping them understand the value of the product, but also showing them the value of sharing with a friend. If you look at our 2019 income disclosure statement, you can see that the average senior star, so this is where we kind of play out some of the numbers. The average senior star in a year's time earns about $1,400, that number there in this tiny little chart, if you're looking at it on your phone. You can also go to youngliving.com/IDS, standing for income disclosure statement, and you can look this up on your own. It's actually a 4-page document that's really pretty printed out. But a senior star ends up averaging about $100 a month, give or take, based on that average number. Now, executive goes up quite a bit at $3,400 a year. And if you look at a silver paycheck, a silver earns almost $15,000 in a year's time. Now, in our team, we call silver leaders thousandaire earners. Thousandaires are people who don't necessarily need to be a millionaire, right? I wish I was a millionaire. Nope, but we would like to see a lot of our team become thousandaires so that they have a little bit extra cash in the bank. How would that change your life? If you just wait just for a moment in this call right now and think, if I was earning $1,000 extra in addition to what I'm already earning, in addition to what the other income earners in my family are bringing in, how could that change and shift my life? Would you take more vacations? Would you donate more? Would you save it for a rainy day or for a future? Would you choose to invest it or buy a new car? Like, there's so many different things that you could choose to do with an extra $1,000 a month. And we want to give people the opportunity to have that kind of business so that they can live the life that they desire. So, Aspen, will you tell us a little bit about why you decided as a college student to start a business with Young Living?
Yeah, so yes, I am a college student. And before Young Living and before the pandemic hit, I actually was working retail at a small local shop here in my college town that I found myself shopping at all the time. So I was like, why not work here, right? So I did that for about a year and then went home for quarantine during the pandemic. And then 6 months after that, when I went back to school in August, I honestly found myself not wanting to go back to the job I had. And it was hard after being in quarantine and not working for 6 months. And so when I got started with just the products, which Haley, who's on this call, introduced me. She is my longtime boyfriend's sister. It was right when the wildfires were happening and it was super smoky here. And I remember the first thing I did when I got my products was diffusing, I think it was lemon and thieves, honestly, for immune support and to clean the air in my room. I mean, the smoke was seeping in through our vents. So our apartment was super smoky. Yeah. And then I currently work a few jobs in social media for a few companies, for very small local companies. So that brings in a little bit of money, but I did want more because I wasn't making as much as I was when I was working retail. So I wanted to kind of fill that gap. And that was ultimately like why I made the decision to start with Young Living. And I do love the products. I was sharing on social media. And it took a lot of talking myself into it at first because I was very nervous and just had a lot of doubt in my head about being pushy or about what people on my social media would think. And it's actually, for me, been the complete opposite. Everyone has been super embracing, always asking questions, always wanting samples. So it quickly turned into a great thing for me. And that's led to me growing my own team. And some of my team members wanting to get started with the business. But also it's just a great community in general. I mean, I feel like I'm talking to other oily people every day. And during a pandemic, that's important. And it's helped a lot with emotional support, and just knowing you always have a community to go to, questions, concerns, whatever it is. Yeah, so, and I guess what I'm most excited for is to keep growing my team and seeing where I can take myself and putting in the work.
I love that. And when you and I chatted the other day, I was super, I know you're in a pivotal part of your college career too, trying to decide what's next. And so having this as a kind of a nest to get started, nest egg to get started with is a cool skills that you're learning, but also ways that you're using your education right away to put into use. So it's super cool to see, Aspen.
Yeah, and even I am very close to the end of my college career. And I mean, if I would have stayed with the retail job that I had in my college town, knowing I wasn't staying in my college town, then essentially I would have had to start over right after college. So this is giving me a little level up, a little step up, because I know I will have something
Yeah.
when I'm leaving
Awesome.
college town.
Awesome. I love that. So mature, girly. I just love hearing your perspective. And thanks for sharing that about the relationships through the pandemic, because I think I've taken that for granted and you reminded me of that tonight. So thank you. It makes me a little my mom would say tearful. It makes me a little tearful. This is a lot of information to process. We've given you our stories. We've given you some things to think about what kind of business you want to build if you're interested in our 1,000-Dare vision. But really, if you tried the products and you found them to be extraordinary, do you think you would recommend them? And then if others fell in love with them and also started sharing them, wouldn't that feel rewarding as well? And then what if Young Living just sent you referral income every month and then it just kept growing? And what if you've chosen to be part of a team with a proven track record? So what I said earlier about 1,000-Dare is something that we've kind of visioned the last few years through our Ignite event and beyond. Our bigger picture is training up 1,000-Dares through a duplication through education system. We call it the 1,000-Dare training system now. Really teaching people the ins and outs of how to build a business and how to be a leader of a sales team. There are quick start steps like this that we call them the power start steps. Create your account with the person who invited you to the call tonight. Make sure you set up your monthly order. Then announce your new business by just asking people to take a look. Hey, I'd love to show you this new business I just launched. Could you spare a few minutes this week, maybe tomorrow, to hear me out, and then let them know about it. You can go to our website, livingwellnow.com/success, and download a 3-page document that will help take you through each of the steps on your own if you choose. You can also get involved in our 1,000-day training system. We're just about finished with boot camp. The last 2 weeks we've been doing that, but we're getting ready to sign people up for the summer hustle, which starts in May. So do be ready for that coming soon. And then begin inviting your friends and family to upcoming events. Every Wednesday night, we have a call here in this channel, on this Zoom platform. You can invite them to join us next week for natural beauty secrets from my sister-in-law, Sarah. Or any of the classes that you find helpful. You can also invite them to any of our videos that are saved on the YouTube channel under Living Well Now. You can launch by signing up for any of the membership options that are available: the CBD kit, the Ningxia Red Starter Kit, a Thieves Kit, the Little Oiler Starter Kit, or even the Oils Kit. Of course, these two are options as well, but you won't get as much. In fact, I don't know if the Welcome Home Kit is still available, but I really believe that the most value, especially if you're wanting to get started with the essential oils, is your Oil Starter Kit for $165. And when you order it on Essential Rewards, you actually get free shipping as well. So our whole purpose is to help others live their healthiest life and build successful businesses in Living Well Now. And we love to think of this more as a sharing of a lifestyle rather than selling somebody a product. So please join us for this experience of becoming the best leader that you can be through experiences like this one tonight, through this class, or any of our upcoming events as well. A huge shout out to Carly and Aspen for being co-hosts tonight on both calls. You girls rocked it. I think Aspen's been on Zoom probably longer than any of us. You get the full points. What do we need to diffuse tonight for that? Peace and calming? Something to disconnect from the technology of that?
Peace and lemon, my favorite.
Peace and calming and lemon. I can't wait. I've never put those two together. That's such a great idea.
Yeah, and I've been adding a few drops of grapefruit, which also smells very good. It's my favorite.
That's a good idea.
Time.
Little citrusy with a little of that patchouli kind of deep smell that peace and calming brings. I love it. Can't wait to try it. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hopefully you've learned a little bit about our business and are ready to talk to the person who invited you to get started.